coming to you live from Kenny's basement apartment, where he forces me to eat corn while he watches. It's Sports Allegedly.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this episode on the 28th day already of May 2024. Thanks again for listening or listening later if you're not listening live.
We are late tonight because there was Memorial Day shenanigans and
sports to finish watching.
And Kenny had meetings.
So we could just dive right into basketball. Let's do that. NBA.
The NBA.
You watch. I originally had picked the Timberwolves to go to the the championship game against the Boston Celtics. Celtics there, they swept the Pacers. Even though the Pacers led, I think 3 out of 4 games at the end, somehow lost all of them. But I mean, it was one of those deals that Boston was the better team. Pacers have some talent.
Boston did end up with better shooting percentages at the end.
Yeah, they did.
At least fourth quarter shooting percentages.
Well, they killed them in the fourth quarter. That was the thing about it. Excuse me. And then the one game was just a butt kicking. So that was game 2. So 126-110. So Pacers lose to the Celtics. Good run for the Pacers. 6th seed making the Eastern Conference Championship. Celtics done what they should have done, and that's win. They were the best team all year, especially record-wise. And so now they're in the championship.
If I cough, everybody, I'm sorry.
Are you okay over there?
They were the best team for the past 2 years, and they've gotten knocked out.
Yeah, but you think about it. We talked about it, I think, last week or the week before. You've got
we've been betting on whenever the contracts are going to be up for all those guys.
But you had the Heat, no Butler,
Jimmy.
No Jimmy, and then who was the second round team that they had? That was it the Bucks? Was it no Giannis? Was that the second?
That's right.
round?
Giannis went out.
Yes, check down and see if that's no. It won't show all those, will it? But I think
should.
Is it Boston that played?
Oh no, it's not.
Is it Boston that played them? I'm almost one.
Yeah, they played Minnesota.
Okay, they mean Milwaukee.
Or Milwaukee.
Yeah. So moving on to the West.
So it's the fact that Minnesota's in the West and they should be in the East. It's all that weird. You know how they got all this stuff split up.
Well, take a look at the Western Conference Finals. Thought the Thunder would take care of the Mavs. Mavs have kind of played like, well, they were one of the best playing
that was
teams.
Doncic getting special needs calls.
That was they had, they had the number. I mean, I thought that Doncic and Kyrie played some of the best basketball I've seen them play all year, and every shot was hitting. But the big fellas hurt the Thunder. Then you take it into this series, was 3-0 tonight, and you thought that the Timberwolves would have the advantage over Dallas in the center because of Gobert and because of Karl Anthony Towns. And to be honest, they have played the bigs for Dallas has played well.
Dallas's perimeter shooting has been very well in this series.
It's nuts. It really is nuts.
I mean, we saw Doncic make a 3 out of nowhere. Was he double teamed?
Oh, it's nuts. I mean,
double teamed. Somehow got a mystery foul out of it that we still couldn't figure out where the foul came from because nobody touched him.
Now tonight,
but he did make that mystery 3, which got the game within 2 points. I think is what it was.
So tonight in the loss, 42% field goal range for Dallas and 52% for the Timberwolves. They shot better. It was one of their better shooting games out of the whole series.
They did seem to defend better as well.
And shot 11 of 24 on threes. That was 45. You saw Towns had a really good fourth quarter I think he made 3 threes in the fourth quarter. At least 3 that I remember. I know 2 in a row and then made 1 later. But you look at Dallas, 14 of 40 on their 3-point. They wasn't as shooting as great as they had been, only 35%.
No, Celtics played the Cavs.
And Cavs. Oh, no, Donovan Mitchell.
Bucks played.
Yeah, it was Pacers. Yes. Sorry about that. There was no Donovan Mitchell for the Cavs, and that was another way that Boston. But everything else was about the same, except the Timberwolves did earn the points in the paint advantage tonight. Now you turn around, you look at Game 3 for Dallas. and the Timberwolves. Dallas shot 55% field goals, 50% for threes, and they had a good, obviously, a good free throw shooting. Where Minnesota 50% good for the field goal percentage, but 9 of 30 for threes, and 12 of 17 for free throws. Points in the paint. Timberwolves still had, but fouls were higher and had more
like
steals,
I said,
more blocks.
The perimeter for Dallas has been crazy.
Oh, it has.
I think even during the Oklahoma City matchup, it was crazy too. Like they were shooting perimeter.
And
I know that they had an advantage on the inside because Oklahoma City Thunder don't have any big guys, but
correct. Well, rebounding,
but still,
rebounding we talked about killed that series hands down.
Well, they were getting perimeter rebounds too.
Yeah, of course.
Well, they weren't just getting under the basket rebound. They were getting perimeter rebounds. So every time somebody was shooting, the ball would kick out. It would end up with Dallas.
So Dallas takes the loss tonight. Timberwolves catch game 4. They avoid the sweep, head back to Minnesota for game 5, and going to try to then go 1-1-1 again.
Now, didn't they say that Minnesota played down to the Nuggets? Didn't the Nuggets have a 3-game advantage on them?
No, Minnesota took the 2-game advantage at Denver, remember, and then they let Denver get back in it.
Okay.
And then won it towards the end. So, because I think at one time it was 3-2 Denver, if I'm not mistaken. Because they swapped games. Timberwolves won the first 2 at home because Nuggets had the home court advantage, and then Nuggets turn around and beat Minnesota.
Yeah, I just remember watching that last Mavericks Thunder game with you, and you were just you were just a pissy little Nancy. You were just a pissy little.
The 1-point loss when
you just.
Oh yes. Okay, all right.
Your hope came up and then back down, and then came back up, and then back down.
It's an emotional roller coaster.
For you, it is, not for me. I mean, it's basketball.
It's bad. It's tough to watch. That's why basketball stresses me the hell out watching it.
Hockey stresses me out.
Football, you kind of get a vibe. You're down by 30, and then you're like, okay, I'm down by 30.
So what you feel in basketball is what I feel in hockey. Going, come on, okay, you're doing an empty netter, now keep the puck down here. That's Edmonton. That's how they lost that game last night. They have a man advantage, and they couldn't keep it.
If you find
in the Dallas end of the ring.
One of the things I've always thought, if you could find a sport that you enjoy watching without having to care about a certain team, hockey's that for me. I mean, I root for the Avalanche, obviously. Dallas, just because it's local. But I was a big Avalanche, and you are. But I can watch it, and it doesn't bother me that my team lost in hockey like it does in the other sports. So when you're watching that,
I'm just gonna say, as a Chicago fan, I've gotten to the point where it doesn't bother me that my team has lost, no matter what.
Well, because they haven't won since the 90s.
No.
Oh, okay.
Which team are you talking about?
The Blackhawks. Oh.
No,
Chicago?
The Blackhawks.
The 90s. Any Chicago team, the 90s.
No. The Blackhawks won in the 2010s.
Oh, was it that?
Maybe we had the two.
Is that
we had two,
okay.
3. Yeah.
Okay.
And the White Sox won 2010.
Oh, they did win that random World Series that everyone forgets about. Yeah.
I don't forget about it.
I know
because it was a sweep. We lost one game that entire series, and that was to the Angels.
It was nuts. That was a hell of a
the Bears had went to the Super Bowl in the
2000s. Was it?
Was it 2000s?
Levy? Was it Levy's year?
It was Levy.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was late 2000s or if it was.
Well, that was a crazy.
I was in Montgomery watching it, so that's what I'm saying. It might have been the early 2010s as well.
Yeah, I would think so.
Just look at the. It should show 2 Super Bowls, loss. And...
There it is, right there. Super Bowl. Of course, you won in 85.
Yeah, 85 was the win.
2006.
2006. So yeah. So like I said, I knew it was late 2000s. It was in that area. And the Bulls, the Bulls haven't been anything since Jordan left. So.
No, they haven't.
That's what I've got.
They almost had the Derrick Rose was almost there. I thought he was one of the best players to never really do what. I mean, did he not just play this year too?
Yeah, he did. He did better late in his career.
Yeah, but who's he playing with?
He was with the Knicks the last time I knew. He might be on. Was he Memphis? He went to the Raptors.
Yes.
Or not Raptors, Grizzlies. Sorry, where did the Raptors organization go?
They're still there.
Which?
Toronto?
Toronto?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
They've been pretty quiet since what's his face
I had no idea. I just remember. I just missed the old Expos.
What is the guy's name that won the championship for them? That's at the Clippers now.
Oh, it was Kyrie. Not Kyrie. Kawhi.
Kawhi. Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi.
This is Drake was up
and that
there.
was kind of one of them improbable runs too.
It was. That was a perfect team set up to realize that you're gonna have to pay all these guys or they're gonna go. And
Siakam's
Kawhi,
one that was there.
And remember Kawhi. He went. Did he go to the Spurs first?
Yes,
or did he go?
I think that's what it was.
And then now he's on the
Spurs
Clippers.
to the Toronto, maybe.
It might have been that.
Yeah.
He might have left Popovich and went.
Yeah.
Well, I know he's on the Spurs at one point, but I know that they needed
free agency stuff to keep up basketball. God, they move around. So
dude,
much.
Baseball's even worse. Well, hockey is just as bad.
Well, baseball, you just got 900 people. You got so many teams and so many players.
So many. So many.
All right, so Game 5 coming up this week. Couple
Let's
days.
See the schedule.
Is it going to be a Thursday game or a Friday game? They're actually probably going to hurry this up pretty quick, so I bet it's
Looks
Thursday.
like a Thursday game.
Yeah, Thursday and Saturday.
They're going back to Minnesota, and if needed, they are going to finish out in Dallas.
No, they'll finish out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll finish out in Minnesota.
Now it's going to be 1-1-1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
1-1-1.
It's so hard to keep up with playoffs because everybody changes their formats.
1-1-1.
So, Boston's already in. Congratulations, Boston.
Now they're just resting.
Now they are just. How do we defend the whiniest player in the league?
If he wins,
but it's still, how do we defend the whiniest player in the league?
Porzingis back for Boston. That's going to be interesting.
I forgot he went to Boston.
And then I also think that the Derek. It's not Lively because I'm thinking about the Mavericks. What is the other guy? That's.
I should look at the roster.
Well, no, I was going to pick up the injury note. He didn't play obviously Monday night. They had a 3-point lead, or 3-game lead, so it wouldn't matter. Drew Holiday, I think he was just sick, so that was nothing.
Somebody had the flu. I forgot.
Drew Holiday.
Is he the one with the flu?
Yeah, he was sick. So, all right. Moving on.
Another guy with the flu too.
Moving on.
I just Bill Walton, R.I.P. Bill Walton as well.
Yes, R.I.P. Bill.
He was a lot of fun to listen to.
And he was the only reason that I would stay up and watch Pac-12 basketball late. If he was calling a game and I could find it, and the game was at least one of the teams I knew, and it wasn't an ass kicking, he was always fun. No, I turned it off. That's not what that is. He was always fun to
might as
listen
well leave
to.
it on. That's kicking off.
So, he will be missed for sure. He's just an old hippie, but he was super sharp, and he just didn't really.
He's hilarious.
He just talked, and that was life. But all the stories coming out about him, how kind, and he remembered people, and was he was.
He's a great guy. He was great. All right.
And didn't know he was sick. I missed that.
Oh yeah, I knew he had. He had talked about it.
I didn't know that it was that bad.
Year ago, I think is what it was.
I don't remember.
Yeah, no, he had said it. It was kept low key. It wasn't like weekly, daily updates for it. He just said, "Oh yeah, I've got it. Let's keep going with life."
All right, let's move on to
hockey.
We had a good one tonight.
Oh, we had a great one tonight.
Overtime win by the Panthers.
Series tied up. What was that? Who shot that in? That was. I know it wasn't Chuck, but we were sitting there watching it. How did we?
I don't pay attention to a lot of the names. I just look at the time. Final 3-2. Scored fairly early into the the first overtime. On the other side, Oilers, Stars. Oilers last week on Thursday took game 1. Stars turned around and tied it up 3-2, and then Stars last night won 5-3. So they are leading 2-1.
Yeah,
and they'll play tomorrow night, game 4 at Edmonton.
And I don't know where your son's getting off on this. That Edmonton's fast. Edmonton's not as fast as Dallas. Dallas is a faster team.
I think he was particularly talking about certain players. I mean, but the rest of the team, no. I think Dallas looks like one of the most improved teams I've seen from last year, because they have some speed on them. And Dallas had a good record last year, no doubt. But they just look like a different team this year. So that's down to the Final Four as well.
Yeah, they've got one more, and Dallas takes it from Edmonton, and then no more Canadian teams.
Two more. It's 2-1.
Is it two?
Yeah,
it's 2-1.
Two more. 2-1.
Sorry, I'm looking at this series.
2-1. Yeah, one more for Florida in there. And Florida was a surprise team, like we talked about last year. They took out Boston, I think. Was that the first round?
They took out Boston last year to get in, didn't they?
Yeah, it was.
No, it was first round they took them out.
Yeah, they were the first round.
Because they came in as technically the 8th seed.
Yes, last year.
But because of the way they do,
don't understand it.
The way they do the setups for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Boston had to face the number 8 seed. Technically, the number 8 seed, and then they took him out. Bobrovsky has had a hell of a career the last 2 years. It was Sam Reinhart that hit that power play goal in overtime.
Yeah, Florida beat Boston, then took out the Maple Leafs as well.
Boston took Toronto out in the first round.
Hurricanes, and then lost to Vegas in the championship. I forgot about Vegas winning last year, 4-1. It was a butt kicking.
It really was. It was like why were the Panthers even there at that point?
Well, you had some,
but
scores.
They fought so hard to get there.
5-2, 7-2. Now they won the game 3-2. They lost game 4, 3-2, and then they lost the game 5, 9-3.
7-2 in Chicago. Go ahead and call it. Bottom of the ninth. Rain delay.
Over.
Why even try? Just go ahead and call the game.
Yeah, let's get on out of it.
Just might as well.
Cleveland Indians winners.
The who?
9 out of 10.
The who?
Oh, 10 out of 11. Thank you. Sorry. The Indians.
No, they don't exist. That's the Guardians.
And 13-7 winners tonight over Colorado. Should have won
the
last
Cleveland
night.
Guardians, if anybody wants to know.
No, it's always.
It's only got Boston. And Boston beat Baltimore, which is a surprise.
That's a good win. Baltimore. Let's pull up the standings real fast. Talk a little bit about baseball.
Are we done? Are we done here in Hockey Land?
Oh yeah. Because we've got a lot of college.
Well, we picked. What did we pick? I think our picks are. If I could read your picks, okay. See, I took Panthers. You took Rangers. Apparently, somebody's got Oilers. Wucks for 7 cents.
Well, that was the Canucks. That was remember game 7. I wrote that.
Okay.
So.
That's 7. Oh, that's supposed to be number 7. It was game 7.
Yeah, game 7. Game 7.
Okay, and then our basketball.
I've got the Stars.
Well, that's down here, isn't it?
Where are we at?
Didn't you write? You wrote it over here.
Oh no, that was just the standings, wasn't it?
No, that's what we were going to take them out with. That's what we picked our games for.
Oh my gosh, no.
No, it is. We picked our games for that. We had the Panthers. I had the Panthers 4-2. You had the Rangers 4-1.
Yeah.
And then you took Mavericks. I think we did. We
no, wouldn't be the Mavericks, would it?
We both took
the Mavericks. The Mavericks in 6. The Mavericks in 5.
Yeah.
And then we both took Dallas in 5.
Oh my God.
So that's the D. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Well, that was our special time.
So
right
yeah,
now,
I mean,
ladies and gentlemen.
so we could still get that Dallas 5 games for hockey, and we could still get the Dallas basketball too for 5.
Oh my God, we are terrible people. Baseball.
Oh wait a minute, that's not Mavericks. That's Minnesota, mother. It's Minnesota.
Minnesota?
I didn't pick the Mavericks. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
That's Dallas over here.
What do you want to see?
I just want to look at the standings. You know, what are we, about a third of the way? We're at 50.
Halfway is
55 games.
Halfway is July 4th.
So 55. We are about a third of the way done. 162 games. So yeah, we're about a third of the way.
That differential, 120. Baby.
Yankees are pretty good. Baltimore looks pretty good. Indians look pretty good.
Here's your surprise: the Phillies. Building. Didn't they go to the series last year or 2 years?
No, it was. I think they had an early flame out last year in the series.
Was it 2 years? I could have swore that Harper got in there finally. I totally forgot who even went to the. Who even went to the World Series last week? last year.
Well, the Diamondbacks and the Phillies, so that's the NL teams.
Mm-hmm.
So that would have been.
Oh, did Arizona actually win that?
Did Arizona go? Who won the? Who went to the?
I think Arizona.
Yeah,
might have
Arizona
won
that. What was that? Round 1.
No, it couldn't have been round 1.
Oh no, Phillies beat the Braves. That was the big upset. That was the upset.
Right.
Knocked the Braves out because that was their repeat year.
So
Diamondbacks had a good team too, and I think they're in last place now.
Who did
Well,
they
they're close
play?
to the Rockies.
Who won that? Rangers.
Last year's champion. Yeah, Rangers won.
Rangers won.
Yeah. And they're 3 games under 500. Looking this year, you're potentially going to have some playoff teams be under 500.
Yeah. There's no doubt. Well, look at the differential in the AL West. Everybody's in the negatives, and that's very rare to see. Whereas you look at the AL East, and it's only Tampa and the Blue Jays that are in the negatives.
Royals hanging tight.
And we don't want to talk about Chicago being the worst team in baseball right now, the White Sox. I mean, look at the AL Central, or the NL Central. I mean, they're all negative except for the Brewers. And
wow. Brewers have had a good year.
How have the Brewers not just
run away?
How have they not just taken
Cubs
away?
are only 3.5 back. Cardinals, who are atrocious, their pitching staff.
Bad. I mean, bad.
It's 4.5 games
the
back.
Pirates, which are supposed to be good again.
Yeah, they were. They started out good, and they kind of...
Oh. Because they brought up that kid who's banging...
and, hey...
He's banging Jason Sudeikis' ex-lady.
No.
Olivia Wilde.
No.
Yeah, isn't that it?
It's Paul Skeens. He's dating Livy Dunn, the LSU gymnast.
Oh.
You're way off on age on the ladies.
Man, I just didn't care. I just kept seeing this toy pop up, and I was like, I don't care.
Pull his stats up, though. I know he had a pretty good outing game 1, and then I think his outing game 2 was good, and he left the game with a lead, and they lost. So I don't think that he's got a win yet.
Let's see. He's got to go to their roster.
Yeah. Paul Skeens.
Skeens. Yeah, I think he came up, and he was huge story. He's
good. He's number 1 pick. He's out of LSU.
Oh, yeah. Infielders? Oh, I guess this is all pitchers.
Yes.
There
he is.
Paul Skeens. He is currently 1. He has 1 win.
Oh, did he get a win? Okay.
He does have a win. 3 games this year.
3 games.
He's only projected for 9 games, but he's got 3 games this year.
Yeah, so go back up to his stats though, Sean. He's
well, this is the stats here. He's only played 3 games.
I know what I was. Yeah, so 1 earned run, and then against the Cubs he had 3 earned runs. Now the result was a win, but he didn't. See, it's not showing a win for him because he didn't get a loss either way. But one of those games, I think
this would be his only win. I would say.
I think against the Cubs he left with a huge lead, and there it was. So, guy's good. The guy is good.
I guess you say he's good. I mean, he's got a better ERA than anybody on the White Sox. So,
well, 21. I mean, 3 games, 21.
A horrible mustache.
2 ERA.
We're gonna talk about the mustache that have been popping up in baseball. How much NCAA baseball did you watch?
Oh, not just our local guys. I watched a little bit of it. I watched the Big 12 tournament.
There's a lot of guys out there that look like they drive vans and Trans Ams and wear the half shirt.
It's a thing.
They've got their mustaches going right now, and it is a phenomenal.
It is the season.
It is phenomenal to watch. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it.
Well, that's a good segue. Let's talk about Division I.
We're going to move in?
Yeah,
it's on the bottom.
Regional play has begun for our young fellers in the NCAA.
All 3 state teams got in.
OU baseball, number 9 seed. Thought that was a little high for them. I thought they could potentially get a 7 or 8 seed. They did get Duke, which Duke's going to be a tough out, 39-18. They were actually in the running to be a regional host. Also got ORU, And is it the other one? Is it Niagara in ours?
No, it was
There's Niagara in OSU's.
it was UConn.
Yeah, Niagara was it.
Yeah, Niagara, Florida, Nebraska's in
Yeah,
Oklahoma State.
UConn. So I don't think there's going to be a problem with UConn. Duke is going to be a tough out though. They kind of projected us low. I was reading one website. It's like 38% to advance out of the regional. We were kind of on the low end on that. There was a lot more that was, but played ORU twice this year. Run ruled them 10-0, and then also lost a midweek away game to them 3-1. So ORU obviously. We talked about, or we talked earlier off air about ORU making it to the College World Series. We forgot about that last year on that miraculous run. They actually did not have a very good record at all overall for ORU, but they won the Summit League Championship, so that's why they are in the tournament. And then you have UConn rounding out as the fourth team. They will.
I was wrong about that Liberty. Who is that?
What's that? What's that?
I don't know who that is.
LIU.
Because I was saying earlier that UNC is going to have one of the harder regions to get out of because UNC's stuck in with LSU, Wofford, and
Long Island University.
Okay, Long Island.
Long Island. Yes.
So where is? I thought Liberty had a good team this year. Did they not make it?
God, is that college? Texas A&M is a pretty tough bracket.
No. I think A&M just walks through that, and I'll tell you.
Texas gives them a
no,
shot?
I think this is rage.
And Louisiana's
we have
40 and
seen
18.
this in the women's softball. We've seen it and we're going to see it now. We're seeing the rivalry come back. We're seeing the Texas A&M rivalry renewed.
Yeah, that women's softball to finish that out. Texas A&M should have had that. We'll talk about that a little later. Softball
Right.
Tech had Texas on the ropes, the one seed, and it didn't get it done.
I'm not putting anything against the Raging Cajuns, but I'm saying A&M can walk through that just fine.
I think SEC got like 11 teams in.
Yeah, they had the most.
Yeah, they got the most in, and then
I believe it was Big 10 and then Big 12.
Big 12 only got 6. Kansas, Cincinnati, and TCU. TCU was a surprise, but the rest of them didn't make it in.
Well, TCU got in on the fact that they
Didn't get in.
Oh,
TCU didn't get in.
What did KSU got in?
Who?
Kansas State, didn't they?
Yeah, Kansas State made it.
Okay, that's who it was. Kansas State got in because they fought really hard.
Yeah, 3 seed. They're in
They're
the Arkansas.
Now, in the Big 12
regional.
in the Big 12 tournament, I thought that the OSU side was the hardest one.
In the Big 12 tournament?
In the Big 12
Yeah,
tournament,
probably
OSU
so.
had the hardest one because there were games that went to like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Like
Well,
they had overtime,
and they were catching up
overtime,
from some of the other ones that were going.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that killed Oklahoma when it came down to it, because Oklahoma State was just in that anger grind. They were like, "We've done this how many nights in a row? Let's just keep doing it." I believe that OU would have won had those games not exceeded into 10, 11 innings, 12 innings. I forget how many.
And they had some extra runs. It was definitely interesting as far as that goes.
And it wasn't
for
just
extra.
Oklahoma State that did it. I mean, it was UCF did it 3-4 times.
Well, I'm just glad we don't have Dallas Baptist 44-13.
Right there, yeah.
They-
Dallas
they-
Baptist 9-1 against top 25 teams.
They're in the Arizona regional with Grand
You
Canyon
can look up.
and West Virginia. So what?
Just look up.
Oh no, I was looking at the records that West Virginia did have a pretty good baseball season. They always them and OSU
Surprised
stayed right
West Virginia
behind
got in.
OU. No, they were second or third in our. They were right behind OSU.
Went out early in the tournament. though.
Yeah, but I think that it showed me a little bit with Oklahoma being a 9 seed that they didn't play a lot into the tournament.
Oklahoma State's going to have a tough time.
Yeah, Nebraska. That's what I was getting ready to look at. Talked about too. Is I don't think Florida or Niagara is going to be a problem, but I think Nebraska, the Big Ten champs, can't be overlooked.
And that's an old Big 8 rivalry.
11 consecutive regionals under Holiday since he's been there at OSU, and this is their 6th that they've hosted under him. So
10 tournaments is what?
11 straight regionals. This is the 6th.
I was
they've
on the
hosted.
Big 12.
Oh no, I didn't.
I think he's got 10 Big 12. Was what they were
Like
saying.
regular.
Yeah.
Regular, yeah. All right. Well,
I don't.
When do we start? I think that game starts. What is that? Friday.
May 31st through June 3rd.
Yeah.
Is what we're looking at. So
Friday it starts.
Friday.
Yeah. All right, so move on to softball. Let's get to the juice.
Oh, you don't want to talk about UCF getting into play Florida State here?
Yeah, that's gonna be a tough
There's
regional.
Alabama, the OU, then we got this over here. South Carolina's going to come out of that. JMU's going to probably be the one to give them trouble. Right here, ECU, Wake Forest, VCU, and Evansville.
Kept them close.
They did keep them close, but ECU's the better baseball team out of that whole thing.
ECU.
Yes,
That's why they're the 1 seed.
I know, but like this is the cake right here. I'm telling you, Kenny, this is cake.
UC Irvine. Be interested to see what Oregon State. Excuse me.
This over here is like the special.
Tulane's got to drive.
This is the special.
That is a haul.
What, a Corvallis?
Well, and so is UConn to OU though. So a lot of drama about Florida getting in. I noticed.
Yeah, what was wrong with that? What?
They just ain't that good. SEC love, typical stuff.
But didn't they have a good series? Didn't they have a good SEC series?
I don't even remember.
I mean, I don't know.
Baseball I hadn't watched. I watched the
Their
softball
RPI.
team.
Okay, we're gonna go back. We're gonna start talking about RPI. The same thing they got OU.
Do they talk about RPI?
Yes,
in that
RPI
in
is
baseball?
huge in this. Is huge in baseball too. And I believe Florida had a really good RPI this year.
Let's see.
It was the same thing that got OU kicked out of the men's basketball tournament. It was the same thing that I believe got Florida in.
30.
But still, it's
28 and 27, 9 and 12.
they're
on the
sitting
road.
above Arizona. They're sitting above Ole Miss, UCF.
Yeah, and Arizona hosts.
So there's no way that you can't put that team in.
Who was the team that got hosed? College of Charleston, was that them? No, they're up there.
I didn't get to watch the reactions and selection.
Oh, there was one
committee.
team that their coach come on, and it was a pretty bad deal. And I was like, well, he's making a pretty good point about he should be in and other teams shouldn't be.
Well, I understand. Porter Mosier made the same statement.
Kansas, I mean, they were 72. That's probably why they left out. I mean, teams like that.
Kansas had to win the tournament, or at least make it to the title game to get in.
Dallas Baptist, 17th.
Yeah, Dallas Baptist,
Oklahoma-
like I said, they were
Oklahoma-
9-1 against top
Oklahoma's
25 teams.
14th. Oklahoma State should be right around.
OSU's right below us.
No, they're
They're
above
11.
us. 11.
Oh, they were.
Above us.
So when
yeah.
this initially we were above them, but since they beat us,
Gotcha.
now they're
well,
above.
they've got a 2-game record on us too. You know, our season did not start out very strong.
No, not at
in
all.
baseball.
Not at all. But yeah, the RPI was heavily used in this.
Interesting record though. You look at OU, 18 and 10 at home and 14 and 5 on the road. Not bad. All right, let's move on to softball.
All right, we're going right into the
We've got-
ladies' late night softball.
Well, and
hey,
so
this is late
World
night. We can
Series-
take our clothes off.
World
We're
Series.
doing.
World Series.
Sports allegedly after dark.
After dark. World Series.
It's like Skinamax.
World Series.
What was USA up all night?
USA up all night.
You're the blonde, and I'm Gilbert Godfrey.
A guy walks into a bar, and the bar.
Why the hell am I watching?
He did some of the funniest
I loved
stand-up, though. God, he was just deadpan and just nailed it every time.
His voice got us. His voice got us.
All right, College World Series. The final 8 are set.
I couldn't understand this until I printed off the bracket. If you look at that, it's like, who's playing where?
Oh, I gotcha. So, Alabama. Let's break it down a little bit. Texas, Stanford.
Yeah.
Now that's impressive. Now Stanford was on the ropes against LSU, and
That right there is going to take out one of our
but
enemies.
it will, and that's exactly when I saw that
Enemies.
matchup. I thought that's 2 teams I don't want to play again, and so that's
The
perfect.
problem is there's 3 teams up there that I don't want to
But
play
Oklahoma
again.
State and Florida, I think both them are beatable, even though Florida is very talented.
Still, 3
One of
teams you don't want to play
SEC player
in that bracket.
was the SEC Player of the Year Jocelyn Hendrickson? Was that her? She's OU girl from last year.
Maybe.
I think she was. I think she was a transfer that left OU, and I think she was the. I don't know if she was Florida's best player, or if she was the Big 12, or sorry, SEC player.
SEC.
Yeah, SEC. See if it was Jocelyn Hendrickson, I think is her name. She's quite a hell of a player too. Obviously, former OU girl, transferred. I think that's right, but we're going to confirm that.
So Jocelyn Erickson.
Yeah, see if she was.
You said Hendrickson, so I was
yeah,
Erickson.
sorry, I was close.
And we'd have to find.
Pick her name.
Okay, she was on Florida. So if I go here, I should be able to.
Well, let's see. Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
So Oklahoma State plays the 4 seed Florida, which is one of the tougher draws.
Finding their stats is one of the hardest.
Other sides, Alabama, UCLA. Alabama snuck in after beating Tennessee, and not that they don't deserve it. Not saying that at all. Just saying that they were an underdog to get in. So they beat Tennessee and 2-1, and now they're going to play UCLA, which is definitely not going to be a.
What were we looking at for her? Was she pitching or was she?
I think she was a. No, I think she was a. I think she was a Sooner at one time.
Well, I'm just trying to find. Like I said, it's hard to find college baseball in college.
She did. She transferred from Oklahoma last year and went to Florida. Yeah. Yep. It's a damn shame. Should have stayed. All right.
Well, I mean,
and then you got rounding out the bottom.
Here we go. I got them.
You got rounded out the bottom. You've got Duke and Oklahoma. Duke's kind of a surprise. I think they said this is the one. Is this their first tournament appearance, World Series tournament appearance?
It could be.
And
it very well could be. Not knowing a lot to do with Duke softball.
Well, they beat Missouri, which I loved.
Yeah, it's not one of the teams that I follow.
Yes, first World Series in program history. There you go. So they're the 10 seed, won 4-3, 52-7, hell of a record. Obviously played in the ACC, which is not normally known for great softball, but there's some teams over there that play decent. What's that?
I'm trying to understand this now.
And they have met once. They played in the beginning of the year, Duke, and OU won 3-0.
Okay, so it just shot me right down to the bottom of this article. Because it was trying to figure out why Erickson left Oklahoma to play for Florida.
I don't know. I think it was probably because she wasn't getting as much playing time.
Blah, blah, blah. Batting, hitting. Erickson won the award after Wallace. Oh, go away. Stupid pop-ups.
Is this my copy?
Yeah, it's yours. You can do whatever you want to.
I'm going to do...
You do what you want to it.
I'm going to take Texas over Stanford. I'm going to take OSU over Florida. I'm going to take OU. And I'm going to take UCLA.
Okay, here it says, why she batted, blah, blah, blah.
I don't think it's going to tell you. I don't think it's going to tell you why she left.
She entered the portal less than 3 weeks after winning national title. I knew I had more to offer, so it was playtime.
Possible, yeah.
Well, that's literally what happened.
Felt I could be used more.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah, I had more to offer. Felt I could be used.
Oh, I forgot about Sophia Nugent. I wonder what she did this year. She was the other.
Well, Jordy Ball.
Well, Jordy got hurt.
Where'd
Sophia went to Tennessee.
Okay. She's cute. That girl. What your name is? You like my jersey? You like my sweater?
Well, it doesn't really give me her whole...
No, that's not what I tried to do there.
I mean, it's given her, like, every good thing she done. And there. Well, shit, we've lost a couple good transfers that have really made some damn fine appearances. I forgot she went to Tennessee.
Well, Tennessee's always a good softball.
They are.
So, I don't see that as.
Now they're not in the World Series.
But they're always good. But they were in the
tournament.
I know.
No, but the Alabama. That's what we're talking about. Yeah.
And that was one of the bad things was that they got hit with a rivalry.
Yeah. Oh hell, it was a hell of a game. I mean,
when you're playing, you want
to keep those 3 games.
You want to keep those rivalries away from each other, but instead they get hit with a rivalry as soon as As soon as they make it a super regional.
First game was 3-2 Tennessee. Second game was 3-2 14-inning game.
Well, she's from Seal Beach.
And then you had the 4-1 win.
And like I said, I didn't like OU playing Florida State. I wanted that to be a later game. I wanted Florida State to beat somebody else and get there.
Yeah, they weren't as good this year. That's how that all worked out.
They were still pretty damn good. I mean, we
weren't as good either, but
we ruled them in the first game. But that was what, fifth inning that we ended up doing that.
Yeah, that was.
It was later.
That was game 1, I believe.
Your third inning.
Yeah, it was 11-3. Fifth.
Yeah, but we ended up ruling them, but it wasn't like immediately. It wasn't like
yeah.
They switched their pitchers out really early. And
but
quickly.
we are also we're spoiled, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in the World Series, and I don't think we're the favorite.
I don't know who the favorite is.
It's tough. It's pretty even this year.
I would not have a. I'd have to go look at the sports books, Kenny sports books.
Something about UCLA, just I don't know why. It's just I've got a feeling. I don't know why.
I got a feeling. Well, the UCLA, they're always good.
I know, and they're 6 seeds, so it's not like they're super good or super up there. You know.
Well, you want to look at the seeds that got in: 1, 2, 4, 5, 8, 6, 10, and 14. Now
it's pretty spread out.
Could you reseed that? Go back and reseed.
You would probably do Big 12 1, 2, 3.
Right, which
Florida 4. I mean, even Florida is seated a little higher. I think OSU had a hell of a year.
I think Alabama would be seated higher.
Oh yeah.
What was their record? What was the Bama girls, ladies, the Roll Tiders? Alabama came in with a 33-17 record out of the SEC.
Not too shabby.
No.
Not too shabby at all.
What was LSU's? Where are they at? They are over here. LSU 40-15, Tennessee 40-10, Texas A&M 40-13. According to,
well, I mean, the SEC rules.
Georgia was 39-16. So according to SEC rules, that was horrible. They had a horrible season.
Well, I mean, if you're not, it's Big 12 this year, but you look at SEC next year.
Florida was 46-12.
Four out of the 8 teams is SEC in the College World Series.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying anything against it. I'm just saying, there it could be 1, 2, 3 teams could be in there.
What are you talking about?
If you didn't have Tennessee versus
Alabama, if it was split up a little differently.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, sure.
So, congratulations to the Lady Sooners, the Cowgirls, and the Longhornettes. All making it a possibility. We're going to see, heavy possibility. I don't know what the favorite on this is, seeing Texas versus Oklahoma State.
Yeah, that looks to be it on that side, yes.
They crash course there, and I forgot what their record head-to-head was in the Big 12. If we could pull... Kenny's getting faster at typing. I'm going to tell everybody that. He is getting better at this.
I just had
We've been doing this for almost 3 years now, and he's doing better.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not having to look everything up for him anymore.
It looks like it says that clinches series. Well, that was a series win over them. So,
yeah, like I said, it's
go back
hard.
on their schedule, and I don't want to go through all that, to be honest. Not even checking in the wrong place anyway. So Sean looks that up. Yeah, it's a good potential Big 12 matchup. And then you could have a potential Big 12 championship game too. So it all depends on timely hitting, like I've talked about.
Bullshit. I watched OU win with creative hitting.
Timely hitting is going to be it's always
creative base running.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what it was. Creative base running.
The timely hitting is when it comes down to this, you've got to have a badass pitcher, and you've got to have timely hitting, and that's what will get you that championship in Oklahoma City. So,
do you see the colors on this?
That's a lot.
Many colors.
A lot of just orange and eek.
So many pop-ups. Sorry, everybody. We're trying to get to. Their header is huge and does not go away.
We're talking about Oklahoma State's page.
Yeah, this is the actual Oklahoma State page.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
I have not hit Texas yet, so we're in Loyola. They got the Jackrabbits.
More than likely, I think they'll play 2 series, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, that's what I'm just looking.
Away.
I'm just trying to find.
So I know one of them is the last one.
There's Tulsa.
They lost that one. Remember, that was a big upset.
All right, here we go. They split 1-1 so far. So they're up 2-1.
2-1. And keep going down all the way to the bottom.
That's where I'm going. Oh, did Tulsa get them again? No, they won that.
So we got 2-1 so far in the series. I think it's Oklahoma State had like a 4-2 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh shoot! I won the Super Regional. That's into the season.
Oh, surely not. They just played once.
Looks like it. That's regional.
Well, isn't that?
Yeah, they just played once.
Huh.
So they took the season 2-1.
Wow. 29-6, 9-3. Yeah, what date? What date was that on?
What was it?
What date?
March 28th, 29th, and 30th.
So long ago.
One of our ex-wife's birthdays. I can't remember which one.
Must be yours.
Was it?
Oh no.
I can't remember.
One of them was.
I was getting in trouble for
one
it.
of them was March 30th for me.
Well, no, one was 30, one was 31.
Yeah, mine was 30th. All right, moving on.
We always got in trouble for it.
Yeah. Moving on. Anything else, Sean?
Well.
So I'm going to keep those little stats right there. I've got my picks: Texas,
I
OSU,
didn't put any
OU,
down
UCLA. OU plays OSU the championship.
Well, of course I've got some news. We got the old UFL. Birmingham Stallions finally fell.
Oh no, they lost.
They finally fell.
So when's playoffs? Are we
2 weeks away? The regular season ends this weekend.
Okay.
Get that to pull. Come on, keep moving. Come on, just close that. Oh, I guess I have to. It's a pop-up. That doesn't make sense. Well, hold on. It's not like.
So who'd Birmingham?
It's not like they're using small typefaces here. Everything's exploded.
So Birmingham.
All right, so we have the last week, which is week 10.
I want to talk about last week.
Oh, last week?
Yeah, let's get last week. Finals. We need some finals.
Well, Arlington beat St. Louis.
Nice win.
Arlington did beat a 5-point win, I think it was. And I sent you the video. They used the old Sooner pass.
Yes, that was
the double Sooner pass. The Brahmas, who have been a tough team all season, did beat the Stallions finally. The Stallions playing sloppy. I did get to catch half of that game, and it was just bleh. Like really, it was sloppy. It was sloppy football, start to finish, from what I found out. Of course, DC Defenders beat the Memphis Showboats, which that's
they're horrible.
I can't remember who. I think the Panthers beat the Roughnecks in that game.
We are in week 10, so let's go to 9 here. Renegades 36, Battlehawks 22. Second win for Bob Stoops and crew. Brahmas beat Stallions 18-9 in a barn burner. And
like I said, it's sloppy play.
Panthers beat the Roughnecks barely, but they have, I think, the longest win streak. They've won like 7 or 8 games in a row, the Panthers have.
No,
or maybe 5 games in a row. Sorry, 5 games in a row.
Well, they do now, but
Yeah.
the Birmingham Stallions have the longest win streak.
Well, I said now
Yeah.
because they lost. And then the Defenders beat the Showboats.
All right, so that's and I don't think it's really going to make anything.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't.
It might switch
No,
the Brahmas and the.
Well, Panthers and Stallions next week. That's a matchup of first place teams in each one. What are they on, the UXFL side?
They're on the USFL side.
USFL side.
Yeah.
And then the Brahmas and the Battlehawks 6-3. Essentially, you've got the 4 shit teams versus the 4 good teams are playing each other to end the season. It's like
what's happening? What's going to end up happening? The Renegades are now 2-7. So
that's correct. Yes, got 2. We're one. Now the Roughnecks and Showboats.
So currently the Brahmas are over the Battlehawks because they were both 6-2, 6-2. So the Battlehawks win this game, they'll go back up and be the number one.
Battlehawks can take the 1 seed because they'll beat the Brahmas.
Yeah, they can take the 1 seed back. Because currently the Brahmas are the 1 seed, and that's
they play each other. Well, now can't the Stallions? Won't the Panthers lose the 1 seed too? Not that it matters. I mean,
Stallions are already the 1 seed.
But they play in the Panthers, who's 7-2. That's what I'm saying. They're both on the same side. So if the Panthers win,
Birmingham will keep that.
How do you know? How would you know that? They'd be tied records. Doesn't matter. There's no playoffs.
They're 8-1 now.
And Panthers are 7-2, and they're playing this week.
Yeah, they'd still hold the RPI. They hold the record breaker.
How do you know that? Professional.
Yes, because I am amazing. No, nobody wants to go to.
You're just Detroit. Like Stallions are the best, and they're never going to lose except last week. Well, should be a good week.
They're the Renegades. Then
should be the good week of the UFL because everyone that's good plays good, and everyone that's bad plays bad.
And then they turn around and play each other again.
So again, that's the whole deal. Then so there's only 4 teams that make the playoffs. Yeah. Now, will they mix that up though? They shouldn't play each other from the same division. They should go on the opposite side. You know what I mean?
Why would they do that? You stay in your division and then you go to
the playoffs.
In the championship, the USFL side plays the XFL side. It's like NFC versus AFC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what you're looking at. I don't know why that seems to be determined.
Everything is going to be repeated then.
Pretty much.
Oh,
Pretty much.
They didn't really plan on that, did they? Well,
no.
I tell you what, I'd rest all my starters and take the loss.
Well, the thing that they're doing right now.
Except the Showboats, play them all, baby.
The thing that they're doing is you've got to remember that they cut back from however many teams were in the USFL, and however many teams. You're trying to make money before you just start expanding and start throwing shit out there.
No, I understand. Makes sense.
But you also forgot about the European League of Football, which started.
Started who?
I can't. Hold on, where? I can't spell right now. Euro. No, the E's already there. Now it just says P. There it is. ELF. The European League of Football, which started Saturday. You want to have the standings already?
No.
This is what we're looking at. Vienna Vikings already 1-0. The Warclaw Panthers 1-0. The Berlin Thunders 0-1. Prague Lions 0-1. The
Verfarver
Enthroners 0-1.
Is that a German team?
You know, I looked that up the other day. I think it's on that page. If you look for it, it's go back.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's on there.
Yeah. I remember you writing.
I don't know if I wrote if it was German or.
Let's see.
Can you find it?
Ferrari. Yeah, I just wrote it down.
Oh,
so
that's a new team.
Where it was.
Triol Raiders 1-0. Stuttgart 1-0. Barcelona
27-5. 5 points they scored. Wow. Whoever they lost to, we'll find them at the bottom.
No, we'd have to go look at the.
There they are, the Munich Ravens.
Oh, let's see. They played Munich. Helvetic Mercenaries.
I wonder what the crowds were like. Let's get.
They had some were good, some were. You can watch it on
12.
They're playing.
What are they playing this on now?
Soccer stadiums.
No, on TV.
They're playing in their own.
TV.
They're playing their own. I catch highlights and stuff through YouTube. I have not really figured out how to watch the actual game. I think there's. I think they've got their own. See, they have a Game Pass here.
Real football. Getting all. There we go.
So.
Oh, week 2, 3 days, 4 days. So that's the schedule.
And you're looking at stats now.
Yes.
Look at you. You would write the stats.
Well, that must be last year because they hadn't thrown 3,000 yards in one game.
So we have a dude. Come on. We have a sign up
Big
and a sign in. I guess I could do that. There's a season pass.
Oh.
I don't know what that would cost. I mean, if it's like $10 American.
Nope, that's $12 American. Well, what is that? Is that a pound or a euro?
That's the euro.
That's
119 euro.
Damn, what are they selling? Seems a little high.
What do you mean? What are they selling?
Average
They're selling
football.
American football.
Average. Yeah, but for $119, oof.
That's not $119. I don't know what the exchange rate is. It might be like 80
euros to cash.
Yeah.
Let's do some.
Welcome to our debate of how money works. Anyways, so yeah, the European League of Football. So that'll take us football through the summer.
Yay.
Oh, and
and 1 euro equals $1.08.
$1.08.
I knew it was pretty close.
Oh wait.
So it's like $1.30. No, not quite that high. $1.26.50 for euro American cash.
Anyways, we are going to try to catch a indoor league game.
Oh yes,
Tulsa Oilers. Are you buying
June
the tickets?
15th. Sure, I'm sure they're not very pricey.
But how big?
Are you off that day?
I told you I was going to take off.
Oh, okay, yeah, let's go.
I didn't know how many we needed.
Shit, I don't know. What is it? Let's see, that's 3 weeks.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Because we can't go without Daxton.
I'll be there. Yes.
Well, no, I guess
that'll be Daxton's dream. Be his future NFL
That's
career.
definitely going to be his future. And you know, Zach's going to want to go.
Oh yeah, because he lives there.
And we can't take him without his girlfriend because
true. So, yeah.
we need somebody to take Zach home.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. We're going to cut it short tonight.
That's not short. We ran fine.
Go OSU, go OU. Both baseball and softball started up. It's going to be a bit. You want to see both of them do well. It's
as long as Texas fails, I'll be fine.
So let Texas fail. Appreciate it. All right. Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Oh.
Different time, same place. We'll see you.